Welcome to the Authentically Elisa podcast, Reshaping Business with Integrity, the podcast where we explore how to run your business authentically and with integrity. I'm your host, Elisa Bogarts, a business coach and launch manager, helping coaches launch their programs and events that align with their business values. Together, we'll uncover the secrets to building a successful business without sacrificing morals, ethics, authenticity, or heart. Let's dive in. Let's dive into today's episode. Today, we're going to be talking about harnessing the power of your voice. And today, I have an amazing guest with me, Monique McDonald, and she's known as the Magnetic Voice Mentor. And she helps entrepreneurs, authors, and experts tap into their full potential of their voices. A Grammy-nominated opera singer, and I have heard her sing opera people live, and it was absolutely amazing. And she's a certified life coach as well. Monique uses her unique blend of vocal expertise and transformational coaching to help clients reclaim and harness the power of their voice. Welcome, Monique. I'm so happy to have you here. We've been in each other's world for a couple of years and finally working together. Yay.
Yay. I'm super excited to be here, Elisa.
Me too. So talk about, how you got into this field of work and just why you're so passionate about it, because it's such an important topic. And especially with me, I've always struggled with my voice. And so I'm just so excited to have your wisdom shared with us today.
Well, thank you so much. There are a lot of reasons why I started this. The main thing would be the first part of my life I spent as a Grammy-nominated award-winning opera singer. So what does that mean? I was traveling all over, literally all over, singing opera in different theaters and living my dream. I felt so grateful to have worked really hard on my voice and the ability to express myself in that specific way, and to be hired and valued for that was really important to me, as a reflection of who I am and how I show up in the world. So I find that it's very fulfilling to be able to do what you love to do and what you're gifted at doing, rather than doing something just to make money. I guess that's so. What happened was my mother, who was, that person that believes in you more than you believe in yourself. She was that for me. And she was also my voice teacher.
Huh.
And I was on the road. I was in Germany, actually, when I got the news. And she was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer.
I'm sorry.
And so I stopped everything, as you do. I'm an only child, and I canceled most of my contracts during that time and went home to take care of Mom. And literally 6 months to the day of her diagnosis, she passed away.
Oh, wow. I'm so sorry. Oh, that's soon.
Thank you. It was more than devastating. It really ripped the rug out from under me. Up until that point, all of my victories, all of anything that happened to me in my life didn't actually feel real until I talked to my mom about it and saw it reflected through her eyes. And so when she was gone, I had a huge identity crisis, and I made a decision that I did not want to sing anymore without her, which was a very big decision, but I just was so clear about that at the time. And I spent most of the first and most of the second year after her death in complete grief and who am I, what do I do now? And one day I was flipping through Netflix, which was my drug of choice at the time. And I came across Tony Robbins' documentary, I'm Not Your Guru. And two things happened to me that day. The first is that I discovered that he had a training center where he trained coaches to do his specific kind of coaching, which is called strategic intervention. And I was already a life coach in my life for myself. And I was teaching singers as well. And so I didn't have a certification, but I knew that's what I was doing. And so I signed up for that right away. So that was the first thing that happened that day. The second thing that happened that day was there was a segment of the documentary where he was doing vocal exercises. And I thought to myself, okay, that's good information, but I have better information. And for most of you, there was a time when Tony Robbins was speaking so much for so long, he literally lost his voice and could only be on stage for half an hour to an hour.
Yeah. And he like kind of yells, really
Yes,
projects.
exactly. And that's part of his thing. And it's very
Mm.
exciting when you're in the room. So no knocking it, but there's a
No.
way to do it that's healthy. And
Right.
so I thought to myself, okay, I have exercises for the voice because I am an opera singer trained to sing in a room that's filled with 1,000 people or more with no microphone. I know how the voice works. I know how to take care of it. And then it occurred to me, what if I get to the next Tony Robbins or the next person with a big message for the world and teach them what I know about how to take care of the voice, how to turn your voice into your superpower, how to unlock your stage presence. So every time you show up, you are emitting this energy and power so that people just not only do they want to buy your stuff, they just want to be near you.
Right.
And Elisa, that got me out of bed.
Oh, good.
And I started the path to building the business that I have right now, which is the Magnetic Voice Group, and I am the Magnetic Voice Mentor.
That's amazing. What a story. And I love how, there's it can be really hard to see sometimes, but there's always a gift in
Yes.
anything maybe that upsets you or any tragedy that happens or trauma. There's always a gift that comes out of it at some point in time. And so I'm so glad that your mother was able to give you this gift.
Thank you. That is so true. And it usually takes an ending of something,
Mm-hmm.
a tragedy, something where you're no longer yourself, where you have to create a new identity or call in a part of you that you may not be using. And for some of us, unfortunately, it does take a tragedy or something really big to happen in our lives because we don't look for those things often unless we're forced to.
Right. Yeah. And then we need to think about that reinvention and sort of reinventing ourselves and like, well, who am I now? Or what am I holding on to? Those old things, and can I let them go? And like, how do I figure out this new me and step into that? Yeah. And sometimes it can be something like this one day, these things happen and it's like ding, ding, ding. And like, oh, I've got some great ideas now. At least I have like a bit of an idea of a path forward and the first step I can take. And now I'm excited and now I'm
Yes.
motivated. Right. And then you can continue
Yeah.
going on throughout your, and that's what I think as well, like in terms of like where we can really run our businesses in that integrity if it's so like purpose driven and comes from
Absolutely.
that place of motivation. So how do you think that we can kind of reshape business to be more in integrity?
Well, I think we have to define the word integrity. I think it means different things to different people.
What does it mean to you?
To me, integrity means that I am functioning from my value system, that I am showing up in the world in alignment with who I know myself to be and who I aspire to be.
Yes, yes, and bringing that into business and everything that we do in life I think is really important.
It really is important because, I'm just watching. business owners who, and this is, of course, my expertise, who are using speaking to grow their business. And they are so hungry for the magic phrase or the magic way of doing business or speaking that will bring them the success that they know that is theirs to have, right? That they want to make an impact as well as make a great income. And they are filling themselves, gorging on so much information. We are living in an information age, and they're going from coach to coach to coach to coach to find that magic thing that's going to give them what they really want. And what I believe is that what they're looking for is their own voice
Mm.
and their own inner knowing that will always guide their path and guide their words and their deeds so that they are always in alignment with themselves, with their integrity as well, in inside and out, inside as well as outside.
Yeah. Yeah. And words are so important as well. Sometimes I get like kind of annoyed with people when they can get so nitpicky about words. I'm like, oh my gosh, whatever. But I do believe that words are important. And I think that's part of it too, when you like find your voice and it's not just, you know, what you say to others, but also what you say to yourself. Is that in alignment with
That
your
is
values and your
so,
integrity? And
so true. And what I talk about a lot with my clients and when I speak on stage, whether one to one or one to many, is yes, words. However, what a lot of people forget in their search for the right and perfect words is the energy behind the words, the way that your voice responds to that energy and therefore brings that energy to the words. A lot of us are very concerned with what do I say? And although that is important, what I find is when you are connected to that truth and that energy within and aligning your voice to it, it doesn't matter as much what you say. But if you get that right too, that's the perfect formula, right? That's the formula. And I use the word perfect. I don't like that word. Because it's a living, breathing thing. When we like rehearse it and memorize it and get it right, it puts us into this little box. And when you are in the flow of that alignment of energy, voice, and words, then it doesn't matter what is happening outside of you. If you forget your speech, whatever happens, you're in that flow. So you can pivot easily.
oh, I absolutely love that. Like to me, you know how you can learn things from so many people and someone says something and then it clicks.
Yes, I
That's kind of what
do.
just happened to me when you just said that. Cause it was like, oh, for me, like with public speaking, it can be like, there's like a lot of anxiety involved in it. Right. And there's nerves. And
Right.
then, yeah, I put myself into a box and it's like, well, I have to memorize it, but I'm not so great with memorization. And like, sometimes I can't even memorize something that's like 30 seconds long because I'm trying to get every single word perfect because this is exactly how I want to say it. And this is what I mean, blah, blah, blah. But if I were to actually let go of all that and instead focus on my energy and yeah, then it would just flow more naturally.
It's a certain kind of freedom that we
Mm.
don't often allow ourselves because of our need to get it right.
And also,
Yeah,
we're taught that too with some speaking coaches. Like, you got to come out and you got to have this
absolutely.
energy and you got to this and you got to that. And it's like, oh, am I doing all the right things? Like,
Right. Right. Which brings us right back to integrity, or
right.
my definition of integrity, which is no matter what the outside is telling you, you have to check in with you. So, yes, you have to come to the stage with all this energy if that's who you are. If you do that and that's not who you are, it rings very false.
Mm.
You have to find out what energy means to you based on your life history, based on how you like to show up in the world, based on what makes you feel the most you, right?
Mhm. Yes, yes. And you can really see it in people when they're being just like authentic and they have that flow and they have that energy. Often when I see that, I look at those people and I'm like I admire them in that moment, you know, and I was like, wow, like that's what, not that I want to be like them, but I want to be my version of that with the energy and that flow and that kind of just being confident in yourself. Yeah.
I love that. And you get to have that. I just want you to know that that is available to you. I think that's one of the myths that
Mm.
people who speak in public have, which is that, oh, that person over there, is a natural speaker or they're really good at it and I'm not. They
Mm.
don't realize that it is true. Some of us are born with that charisma that is, the charisma is something I love talking about because are you born with it or can it be taught?
Mm.
And my answer is yes. Both are true. Everyone is born with it,
Mm.
but everyone's charisma looks different based on who they are, what their life experiences are, how they feel comfortable showing up.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes,
So the
definitely.
same thing, that kind of flow and ease that you're watching other speakers have, some of them are born with it, and some of them have been put into the container, right? That is safe for
Mhm.
them to show up like that. And
Yes.
that's what I do with my clients, right?
Yeah,
Because
let's
I
talk about
teach them
that.
a lot of things, but what I'm really teaching them is how to refer back to themselves and speak from there because that's when you're the most comfortable, right? That's why so many of us feel much more comfortable when we're speaking to a trusted friend
Yeah.
than if we're speaking in public. Why? Because of who you are when you're feeling safe.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah. So let's get it. Let's like, do you have like a tip or anything where you can tell like how someone can kind of harness that power of their voice or how we can do that? Assuming that's sort of it.
Well, yes, I do. It's one of my favorites. I call it the ABCs of magnetism. It's one of
Mm.
my little secrets. So, are you ready to hear
Yes,
it?
yes, yes.
Okay. So, number one, A, is adjust your thoughts.
Mm.
Most people are on automatic and don't realize they get to direct what they think. They
Right.
get to offer their thoughts to the world in a way that's specific so that they can think what they need to think in order to feel safe, which is what we're all looking for.
Mm-hmm.
In order to trust ourselves and our value. So, the thoughts that I use most often that bring me to a state where I feel more myself and safe to be myself, no matter who's looking, are thoughts of gratitude,
Mm.
thoughts of love, and thoughts of being in service.
Mm.
Those thoughts raise your vibration instantly. Like you don't
Right.
have to work at it. It's just, I mean, you can do it right now, Elisa. You can think about something that you're super grateful for and just feel that feeling,
Yeah. It
right?
does. It
All of
totally
this.
lifts you out and you just think,
Yeah, exactly. And you all listening can't see how her face just lit up. And it happens, I don't even, that was seconds because you
mm-hmm.
thought a thought of gratitude. Another secret that I do is that I did today before our interview, I fill the room or the Zoom room with love. So
Oh,
that when you walk in, you're going to feel it. Anyone who's listening is going to feel it. They may not be aware of it, but they're going to feel it on a certain vibrational level.
absolutely. Yeah. And there's something reflective too about like when you see other people where like if someone is kind of like in a bad mood, then that might kind of put you sort of in the same kind of energy a little bit. Like we're very much like a mirror of each other. So if you can come in bringing that love, it'll get reflected back to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So what's
that's
B?
A.
Yes.
Okay.
Tell us B.
ABCs of magnetism. B, the most underestimated thing that people do every day, all the time. Breathe.
Mm.
Now, I'm talking about a specific way of breathing. Being trained as an opera singer, the way that I project and support my voice is not through muscles, which is another myth. Everybody talks about the diaphragm and making your diaphragm strong. The diaphragm is an involuntary muscle. Most people don't know that.
Mm.
So, the way to activate your diaphragm is by breathing. That low belly breath that brings you right back into your body. So, are you willing to do a few deep breaths with me, Elisa?
Yes. Yes. Let's do
Okay,
it. I think we
so
have
I
time.
just want you to close your eyes if it makes sense and
And if you're
just be.
listening to this and it's not safe to close your eyes, don't do it.
Oh yes, please don't do it.
But
Because
if
you
you
can do
are,
this with
please
eyes
do.
open and as well. And just bring your energy and attention to the lower part of your tummy. And just pull those muscles in towards your spine and let them go without breath. Just find those yummy, delicious lower muscles in your tummy and pull them in again and then let them go. And this time, inhale into what you let go and feel everything relax down and out as you inhale. Pause for a moment, full of the life force. And then gently exhale, watching those same muscles just falling back easily and effortlessly towards the spine as you exhale. And when you get to the end of the exhale, pause and then release everything and let those muscles go and see if you can get into an even deeper position in your posture, in your belly. And then let your breath inhale into those deep muscles. Pause for a moment, full of the life force, full of breath, and gently exhale. And one more time for the power of three. Release those muscles. See if you can go to an even deeper place within yourself and inhale into them. And pause and know yourself as full of the life force of breath. And gently exhale.
Oh, thank you for that. It's so
You're
calming.
welcome. Okay, yeah. So tell me that was 3 breaths. So
Right.
tell me what the difference was.
Um, yeah, it was very grounding, very calming. I've come out of it feeling like, ah, just really nice and relaxed.
Yay, I
Yeah.
love it. Connect to the part of you that is divine power, that
Mm.
is a magnet to those who've been waiting for you, waiting and needing your expertise.
Beautiful. Oh, I love that. Thank you so much. This has been so fabulous. Um, yeah, just to kind of recap of what we did when we talked about the ABCs of magnetism and even did a breathing exercise, which again, it's like, and even as you do that breath and you're concentrating on that, it does adjust your thoughts. So I almost feel like it's they're
Yes, they
entirely
go together.
connected.
I love that.
Yes, and then you're almost in this amazing state in which to connect even deeper with people. Those fabulous ABCs. And we talked about how you have your energy that like connects to your voice, that connects to your words, but really it starts with your energy. And you know that's always it's a way of like referring back to yourself and speaking from there. And yeah, those are the things that I'm taking away. So Monique, where can people find? Where can our listeners find you online?
Well, you can find me at themagneticvoice.com.
Perfect.
And I'm super excited because I have a gift for your
Yeah.
listeners, which is called the Magnetic Voice Visibility Kit. So you're going to be able to see me. It's a bundle of exercises like the one we shared today that is going to help you become more magnetic and activate your charisma. And
Awesome.
yeah, and as you know, I have my 3-day event coming up called Crescendo. Take your speaking to new heights.
I love that. Crescendo. What a great word. Yes, yes. Awesome. Thank you so much. And to finish us off, do you have any final words of wisdom?
Yes, thank you. We are living in a time where the world is in need of strong, authentic voices full of intuition and integrity. Please speak your truth. Know your value because your voice can vibrate the world.
Thank you so much for being here. This has been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, Elisa.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. I hope it inspired you to live a more authentic life. I'd love your help in inspiring more people to live authentically. So please follow, rate, and leave a review so we can create a ripple effect of authenticity. Until next time, stay true to you, be bold, and thrive on your own terms. This is Elisa, signing off authentically.